All right, hey, what's up, everyone? DayTraderRockStar here with the market radar. Going into June 8th, Wednesday, June 8th. I want to get a midweek radar going on here, maybe even talk about a few stocks. But the important thing is we've recently come off of this big daily divergence. We've been on top of this move and really doing well and holding off of on shorts, not really getting ahead of this freight train, and everything has been very strong since we've gotten this signal. And this signal has been playing out for now, I don't know how many days, probably 10 to 12 days. And we even had some follow through today. The S&P closed up here about 2.5 points, but it was a green on the day. The one thing I want to just point out, and this is part of the process here, I stress every day on the air at DayTradingRadio.com that there's a couple of key characteristics, or key, the criteria of becoming a great trader. The setups will come. It's about not trading when you don't have a great setup. We knew that we had the market in our favor here. It was very good to go long. Really identified one of the better setups in the market. I mean, here was one and here was him. We had these big rallies. Now we're embedded to the upside. So timing becomes a little bit more difficult because lots of times we like to get that rotation on a big wave. But once you start to be embedded up here where you're starting to pin up here, it's very hard on the timing. So we use some other things. We use multiple time frames. And we also see that 60-minute time frame has been embedded up here also. Now, you are getting your moves with the 5-minute up and down, up and down. You're able to actually tell. But overall, your pressures to the upside. And we just did not want to take any shorts into this. And today we started off with this, or actually finished here with this falling star pattern where we have this candle that takes out the previous highs, and you could actually see that previous high back here on the 18th. We could go all the way back here. Let me put this line right here, and you can see we kind of we took out the highs here. This high back here. Well, there's a lot of chop up here, first of all. But these two highs, this one back here in April and the one back here in November, December, January, have taken out. We've almost gotten to take out the last highs here in June and July. And we're almost there. That's the all-time highs, up a little bit higher here. Not quite there, but, the big thing I want to point out is that candle, because this is part of our indicators. Look for that reversal candle. So normally when we have an overbought stochastic, multiple time frames, and an area of resistance, which we're pushing up against, and the reversal candle, on the buy side, we would look at buying that. The caution here is that we've been embedded in a lot of these signals could be false, and we could push even higher. But going into tomorrow, we do have an extra signal here that's going to kind of weigh on things, and if this plays out, we'll go back and take a look at this candle here, that candle right there, and we'll say, well, we can see it. When does the market tend to pull back? Sometimes it gives us a good candle, along with a trend line or a resistance level. Definitely the overbought levels coming in. So we have a lot of things are happening right now that point to us maybe possibly pulling back tomorrow. I'm not going to put that on the table, though. I want to let the market prove that to us. I don't want to go into the market here thinking that we're going to be looking at some downside, because that could get kind of dangerous. The candle here, the one thing we want to see is this shadow. That the narrow part of the candle is longer than the body, and that gives us a much better chance. You can see over here on this bottoming candle here where we had that first divergence. That was a great candle right there, a big hammer candle, and we had a nice follow through. So that candle, that little tail that we get left up there, does trigger this candle, and it does make this candle worth watching tomorrow. We break down underneath it. We'll see what the futures hold overnight, but be very, very careful on this, as we are running up against a lot of levels here. Like I said, I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to give us a pullback. Definitely not 100% on that. But maybe, just maybe, might be looking for a hedge up here. We'll have a better look at it tomorrow. We'll want to talk about what's been working now. We've been crushing it with our divergences, and I guess the theme of the week, I know it's only Wednesday, is just to continue to bring those to you, because that's the ones we're going to continue to trade. We got out of Boeing today, or actually yesterday. This was one of our key divergence setups. And we'll look at that pop we got into that. Oh my God, that was beautiful. So a good exit on Boeing. Can't ask for anything more on that, even though I think everyone's out of it now. We'll continue to watch that. It always rotates back. We're just going to take a look at some of the other divergences we were recently on top of here. This was a great one, the Kroger, and I know some people are still trading that. We're pushing up against this trend line. Looking very, very nice on Kroger. Also, another HPS setup for this week was Starbucks. Now, we still actually have potential setup on Starbucks, but as you can see, this wedge pattern gave us the impression that it was actually going to pop out of here and push to the upper portion of this channel, which we did, and we gave a nice reversal into that. So it would be interesting to see eventually we get back down here. It's going to be a fantastic trade if we do get back down here in Starbucks, and that is set up also on the watch list to alert you if that level gets hit. We have some other here. The potash here still looking good. Then we did the Kroger. We have Brinker here, was also one of the best bets going into this week. And just to take a look at the setup here fast, you can actually see we actually started moving up. Then we pulled back. We're actually chopping around. There's actually 2 days in a row we got upgrades on this. And let me move this over here so you see better. You can see this. We kind of popped a little bit higher and pulled back, and definitely not performing fast. I mean, we're still watching this. We're holding that trend line. We really need to hold on to that trend line and kind of push a little bit higher out of this area. This looks pretty interesting too. A nice base. We've been concentrating on some of the basing stocks here. This one's not 100% yet, but definitely looking pretty good. And we have some other ones that are actually in play here. I don't want to put those out on yet. Keep those for the members, which are really setting up nice, and we got some good profits on them. So we're going to let those lie. Let's see what else we could show. We did a Starbucks. We got that one. We'll keep that one. 80. All right. There's been a lot of good setups here. I mean, here was the divergence in Verizon, and finally got a little pop on Verizon, the channel trade, and then out it flies. And yesterday we got out of Apple up near $100. What was it? Yeah, what was it yesterday? It was a nice pop in Apple. And we took it off, and it pulled back a little and kind of just grinded around. It's chopping around. I'm happy. We got a nice trade off of that. And that was this trade actually wasn't a divergence. At the time we got into this, was a pullback to this lower trend line here. And we could take a look at on it was also a oversold 60-minute stochastic. So we had a couple of things that we just wanted to take a shot on, and that was the trend line right here and the oversold level right here. And you can see we had a nice move up there. We took profit. We didn't worry about that. The other thing here I liked about this, and continues to be an interesting trade opportunity, is the WWDC World Developers Conference coming up on Apple. I believe that's going to be next week. And, we might actually see Apple here push up into this a little bit more. There's a downward trend line right above us to get us back up above $100. Here we have Joe. We did sell Joe recently, but again, the type of setups you're going to be looking at, the channel breakouts, the rotations back to the channel line breakout area, and the bounces and the rotations, everything coming into line. So we keep on trading that trend line. We traded it. We got back in here, retraded it, took it off. Now we're just waiting for the next setup. And that's the theme of this. It's about waiting for the next big setup. I'll point out a few of these divergences and setups that we're possibly looking at for tomorrow. And again, with the market extended so high, a lot of people will be looking at this, maybe possible shorts. Yeah, definitely out there. It's not much out there I want to really grab a hold of, other than the ones, we have some new setups that are just starting to move, which I do like. We might as well talk about one of the better ones here is the CF Industries, not Cliff Natural Resources. Here is our special divergence we're working right now. This is a nice one. We got in yesterday. We got that follow through. It still looks really good. Golden golden ticket right there. And that's as far as I'm going to go. And then some other ones here that are looking pretty interesting. Disney has the look of a divergence. And you get divergence in Disney, you might be dealing with a pretty nice move. You can see there was one back here, right about here. I mean, that's one that you could easily see. It takes a while for that to play out. Been a nice move up, and then we might actually be seeing the next setup here as it starts to pull back, and we're almost taking out the previous lows, at least the double bottom here. And if we take out those lows, maybe even get down to the lower trend line and curl back up above that 20 line. We'll be all over this one, Disney. Just waiting for it to trigger a little bit better. And we actually saw some divergences in Ford, maybe possibly happening. Ford, a nice little channel there. And then General Dynamics. This is an interesting one because it's two setups. We have this channel breakout, stochastic rotation. It's a playbook play. It's on the dashboards. Playbook play is really key. I think this great setup. Now, recent pullback, recent reversal candle. Like everything about this. Even Home Depot starting to look interesting. There is a underlying trend line here that we could be bouncing off of. We take a look at that 60-minute time frame. It doesn't get nicer than that. And the only thing is that 60-minute here rotating back. Do we get a little pullback further and bounce, another bounce off of that? Potential setups here going into tomorrow. We got a couple other ones, and we'll discuss those on the show tomorrow morning. So that's it on the market radar. Just want to point out the potential topping pattern that's playing out in the SPX, the reversal candle, the combination of multiple time frames extended, and the reversal. Something that kind of a little red flag. I'm not 100% on it. I think the market's very strong at this point, and when we have a strong market and people start to recognize potential topping formations, those tend not to work out. We're very close to the highs, but it will be of interest tomorrow to see how this works and how this plays out. We might jump into something. I was actually taking a look at the VIX today. By looking at the VXX, we might even look at the options on this. And, maybe a hedge in the VIX. Maybe if you're looking for any type of sell-off, you can actually get a nice move on the VIX. And, I'm going to look at that. Maybe a longer-term setup here on the VIX going into the summer. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Sometimes that's not a good thing, but our summer is going to be a little bit different. We got a major election brewing, and that actually could move this market. So, until then, I'll see you in the markets tomorrow, being Wednesday. Hope you had a great, profitable week so far. We're having a great week here at Day Trading Radio, and I invite you to come by, hang out, watch the show, try the membership to get all the features, the RAM bot, the ES trading bots, Tradeometer, of course, and everything else that goes along with it. I'll see you in the room, and I'll see you in the markets.